for the 2022 to 2026 term. I'm Deborah Roth, the interim clerk for the town, and I will be administering the declarations of office for our council members. Saugeen Shores is a vibrant and growing community, and the next 4 years will be an exciting time for you as council members. As you each make your declaration of office, you solidify your commitment to the ratepayers of Saugeen Shores and embark upon a path where your decisions will determine the future of several significant projects. The Town of Saugeen Shores CAO, senior leadership team, and staff are excited to support you along the way with their knowledge, experience, and expertise. We will now begin with the declarations of office. Section 232 of the Municipal Act states that a person shall not take a seat on the council of a municipality until the person takes the declaration of office in the form established by the minister for that purpose. I will now call upon each of you forward to the podium where you will read aloud your declaration, sign it, and then move to your council seat. I will begin with the mayor, and I'll state now, if you wish to make your declaration without your mask, that's fine, that's your choice. I'll be standing back here. We'll sign the paperwork, and again, you can move to your seat. Luke Charbonneau.
I, Luke Charbonneau, having been acclaimed to the office of mayor in the municipality of Saugeen Shores, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truthfully, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I now call upon Diane Huber to make her declaration for the position of deputy mayor.
I, Diane Huber, having been elected to the office of deputy mayor in the municipality of Saugeen Shores, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I will now call upon Mike Myatt for the position of Vice Deputy Mayor. I might add, the only one in the province.
I, Mike Myatt, having been elected or appointed to the office of Vice Deputy Mayor here in the municipality of Saugeen Shores, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
And for the position of Port Elgin Ward Councillor, Bud Halpin.
I, Bud Halpin, having been elected to the office of Port Elgin Ward Councillor in the municipality of Saugeen Shores, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. Thank you.
I'll call upon John Davinsky for the position of Southampton Ward Councillor.
I, John Davinsky, having been acclaimed to the office of Southampton Ward Councillor in the municipality of Saugeen Shores, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
And I call upon Cheryl Grace for the position of Southampton Ward Councillor.
I, Cheryl Grace, having been acclaimed to the office of Southampton Ward Councillor in the municipality of Saugeen Shores, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Call upon Justin Duhame for the position of Saugeen Ward Councillor.
I, Justin Duhame, having been elected or appointed to the office of Saugeen Ward Councillor in the municipality of Saugeen Shores, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truthfully, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His King Majesty King Charles III, and I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Congratulations. And Dave Mayette for the position of Saugeen Ward Councillor.
I, Dave Mayette, having been elected to the office of Saugeen Ward Councillor in the municipality of Saugeen Shores, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. I make the solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. Justin.
Rachel Stack is not present personally tonight, but she is joining us by Zoom. And she had stated her declaration of office before me previously, and it has been duly witnessed and signed. She will now reaffirm her declaration publicly before her fellow councillors and those in attendance.
Sorry, it's not clear. Am I supposed to reread what I had already stated?
Yes, please.
Sorry, I wasn't aware. Can you tell me who would have sent? Sorry, I have it from Deborah. Just one moment. I, Rachel Stack, having been elected to the office of Port Elgin Ward Councillor in the municipality of Saugeen Shores, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and abilities. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflicts of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Thank you, Rachel. Congratulations. The declarations being completed, we will now make another declaration, and that is of the organized council. Section 231 of the Municipal Act states that a new council of a municipality shall be deemed to be organized after a regular election when the declarations of office under Section 232 have been made by a sufficient number of members to form a quorum. I, Deborah Roth, clerk for the Corporation of the Town of Saugeen Shores, hereby declare the Council of the Corporation of Saugeen Shores to be organized under Section 231 of the Municipal Act. I now turn the meeting over to the newly elected Mayor, Luc Charbonneau, who will be beginning his 5th term as a member of the Town of Saugeen Shores Council. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Deborah. And how about a round of applause for Deborah and the Clerk's Department for putting this all together? Okay, I'd like to call to order this inaugural council meeting. Oh, sorry, I gotta start my video. My apologies. There we go. There we are. All right. I'd like to call to order this inaugural meeting of the Council of the Town of Saugeen Shores. It's been a tradition for a member of the clergy to offer a prayer after council members' declaration of office here in the town of Saugeen Shores. But because Saugeen Shores is becoming more diverse and because the town has committed to acknowledging the Indigenous presence on the lands where we are fortunate to live, work, and play, we've invited Jim and Lori Queequam to offer a blessing and a smudge. We will do this outside. So members of council and senior leadership team will now exit through the front doors of the chamber and out to the front of the building where we will do the blessing and smudge with Lori and Jim. Okay, everybody, we're going to reconvene the meeting now. And I just wanted to say thanks to Jim and Lori for the smudge outside. I know it wasn't shown on live stream, but it was really, I think, a special thing for all of us to participate in. We really appreciate them taking time out of their day to be here with us and to do that. And now we're moving on to the 6th item on our agenda, which is a new item and will become a standing item, I hope, depending on the proposed resolution by council this evening. It is a land acknowledgement, and I will read it. We acknowledge that we are meeting on the traditional lands and treaty territory of the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation, which consists of the Chippewa of Saugeen and the Chippewas of Nawash Unceded First Nation. We understand this land holds immense significance to the people of the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation. We appreciate those who live and work alongside us today and who continue the traditions of their ancestors as stewards of the land we are privileged to inhabit. We thank them for the contributions they have made in both caring for the land and in shaping this community. We commit to truth and reconciliation. to acknowledge the truth about what happened to Indigenous peoples because of colonization, and to reconciliation, which begins with each and every one of us. This land acknowledgement includes a moment in the middle of it for personal reflection. And the personal reflection I will offer this evening is how pleased I am and how pleased I know the members of this council are to have this land acknowledgement. I want to thank Jill Root for her work on making it happen. It's been a long time coming. It's an important acknowledgement for us to make at the beginning of our meetings, at the beginning of municipally led events. And it underscores the significance of the relationship between our community and the First Nations, and the extent to which we're committed to a positive path forward with the First Nations people of our community and of our region. As a local government and public organization, we are dedicated to learning about Indigenous culture, to fostering a better relationship with First Nations and their people, and we commit ourselves to actions that move us forward on a path to healing along with the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation. So we're now on to inaugural addresses by members of council, and I will begin and we'll go around the table. It is a tremendous honor to have been sworn in as mayor for the 2022 to 2026 term of Saugeen Shores Council. Having the opportunity to continue in this job that I love, serving the community that I love, is a special privilege. I'm keenly aware that the mayor's chair is the property of the people of Saugeen Shores. And with that in mind, I will do my best to fill it with honor, dignity, respect, and humility. I'm pleased to congratulate my colleagues, the deputy mayor, vice deputy mayor, and members of council as you officially take office. Looking around the table, I can see that this will be a great term, a great team to lead our community for the coming term. I know that we will have our disagreements and that there will be vigorous debates around this table. But everyone should rest assured that the diversity of our views will be our strength. Experience tells me that the contest of ideas in this chamber will produce the best outcomes for our community. The key to this, of course, will be the way in which we, the members of this council, comport ourselves in our actions with each other, with our staff, and with the public. In debate, we must act with decorum. When criticized, we must have humility. In our dealings with everyone, we must be respectful and kind. We are leaders at a time when political discourse can tend to be nasty and when debate often descends into personal attack. I am very proud that Saugeen Shores Council has never gone down that path. By working together with passion for our community and compassion for one another, this council will ensure that this chamber continues to be a safe and positive space for everyone, regardless of their ideas or opinions. This is especially important as our community continues to grow and become more diverse. Every day, new people move here, bringing with them new energy, new ideas, and new possibilities for our community. The strength of Saugeen Shores has always been the incredible people who live here. And as we welcome ever more people, we have the opportunity to grow stronger than ever. I know that, like me, all the members of this council are proud to represent the increasingly diverse people of Saugeen Shores. And I know that we're all eager to get to work and to seize every opportunity to ensure that this is a place where anyone can find a place to live and where everyone enjoys the highest possible quality of life. On a final note, as this new term begins, I want to offer special thanks to my family, without whom I would not be able to do this job. This is the beginning of my 5th term on council, and my longstanding commitment to this work requires special sacrifices from my family. In particular, I want to say thank you to my mother and father, Nora and Norm Charbonneau, and thank you to my wife, Allison, and my sons, Ben, Teddy, and Marty, who may be watching at home if they haven't gone to sleep yet. But if they are, I want to say thank you to them. And thanks to all of you. And with that, I'll turn it over to the Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Even the last time that I sat at the council table, it was always hard to follow Luke when you spoke. So I'll just step in and say that I'm incredibly grateful to have been elected, to be back at the council table. I realize that it's an honor bestowed on me by a community that cares very much about what has happened here and what will happen here. So I take that responsibility very seriously and will do my best to represent the interests of an incredibly diverse population and also a growing population. It would be the start of my 4th term here. Was not here the last term, but I remember being at the table and having those lively discussions that Luke referred to and not always agreeing with all of the people around the table, but ultimately decisions were made in the best interests of the population and in the best interests of the community and set the stage for development and legacy investments over a long period of time. I think we're going to continue that tradition. I would like to just take a moment to thank some people that were helpful to me. Anybody who let me put a sign on their lawn, that was a very nice thing to do. And I know some of them are watching tonight. I also want to appreciate any little person that might be watching. They know that their interest in my campaign and me sitting at the table represents their interest in this place being a great place for them as they get older. As a matter of fact, my great nephew today was already starting in with some I want you to do this while you're on council. He's 9. So I know that there's going to be a lot of people that pass along ideas to us, and I look forward to the discussions that go on here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The Vice Deputy Mayor.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I just wanted to say, my wife Jean is here tonight. And Jean, thank you so much for, it is, you mentioned, Mr. Mayor, that it takes, a lot of sacrifice serving on council. I remember running 8 years ago, and then 4 years ago, and then today, 8 years of long hours. And if you wouldn't do it if you didn't enjoy it. And like to make a difference in this community, and want to make a difference and spend all the hours that you do. It takes a lot of dedication, takes support from home, and my wife Jean's been very supportive. And there's demands with your grandkids too. I have 4 grandkids at home, and my granddaughter, who's 10, 11, said, "Papa, you ain't Papa." She said, "You're not running for council again, are you?" And I said, "Well, yeah, actually, I think I will." And she said, "Well, I don't see as much of you when you're around that council table." But so there are sacrifices, and but there are a lot of rewards, right? And I'm just going to reflect a little bit quickly on the last 4 years. I'm going to take a little different approach here, but we've done some great things. I think the former council, the previous council with Lamont Sports Park is going to be the most a significant, gorgeous facility in all of southwestern Ontario. And we've got the engineering study that done now for Lamont's for pool, I should say. We're actually going to have a brand new pool, finally, an 8-lane pool with a walking track, and that's a good thing. And we've got some road construction at Gobles and Snyder, and a lot of road construction projects happening, and a lot of other major projects been done over the last 4 years. I wanted to say a little bit looking ahead, and it's a little bit maybe different from an inaugural presentation, but I just want to talk to the community a little bit about attainable affordable housing. We need to fix that problem here in our community, and we're going to continue to work hard as a council to get it done. It wouldn't be great to see a Habitat for Humanity high density build here in Saugeen Shores and get as many families into new homes as possible for $300,000 or less. Wouldn't that be wonderful? We need to move forward the Heritage and Cultural Master Plan, and Lamont Sports Park Phase 2 is moving ahead, which is wonderful, and over $10 million for a new sewage plant, which is great. So I'm really looking forward to the next 4 years. We've done a lot, I think, in the last 8, and there's a lot more to do, and I'm up to the challenge. And again, being acclaimed was very humbling, very humbling. Saved a lot of work, not having put signs on lawns and going door to door, but it was very humbling, and I thank the community for that, for allowing me to serve the next 4 years. And I will do my utmost to do the best job possible, and it's going to be an exciting 4 years. Let's work as a team. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Mayette.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thanks to everybody who came tonight and everybody who's looking online. I'll start by thanking all those that participated in the election, whether you voted for me or not. We had a reasonably good turnout, and I was happy with the results. And I will try my best over the next 4 years to continue the work that we started. Vice Deputy Mayor talked about a number of things and initiatives that we have going, and I look forward to the next 4 years to completing those and coming up with some brand new ideas. Saugeen Ward is quickly becoming an urban ward. There's most of the new development that's happening in Saugeen Shores is taking place in Saugeen Ward, but there's still a significant rural component. And there's people out there that live a lifestyle like my wife Melinda, who I was here tonight, and I do, and a country lifestyle, a bit of a rural feel to it. And so we're going to try hard to make sure that those people's interests are heard as well, making sure that the agricultural industry is supported and it continues to thrive. It is the second largest employer in our region. So with that, I'll thank my wife for the sacrifices that she puts up with over the last 8 years. And this next 4 years will make it an even dozen. And after that, there are no promises. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Very good. Councillor Duhaime.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm honored to serve as Saugeen Ward Council for the 2022 to 2026 term in the town of Saugeen Shores. I would like to thank all the residents who participated in the democratic process and cast a ballot in the election. Saugeen Shores is growing, with new residents moving here every week to call Saugeen Shores home. My goals are to work with all residents, Saugeen Shores staff, and this council in order to advance the interest of the community, in order to make Saugeen Shores a better and more prosperous place to live. I'd like to thank my campaign team, who was made up of my mom and dad, Sheree and Kelly Duhaime. They helped me with putting up all 150 signs I ordered, which was probably a little bit too much. And also all the friends and coworkers who supported me and also asked for a sign to be put on their front lawn. I look forward to this new opportunity and challenge and look forward to working with you all here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Davinsky.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I would like to say Happy New Year to everyone, because in the world of Saugeen Shores municipal politics, this is New Year's Eve. From here on in, there will be a lot of work before us and in some cases, tough decisions to be made. I know I'm anxious to get started and represent my Southampton Ward constituencies, but not forgetting the bigger picture, representing the needs of all of Saugeen Shores. Congratulations to everyone for your successful journey to a seat on town council. And I'd like to congratulate everyone who let their name stand in the municipal election, win or lose. I hope all will consider staying in touch by volunteering for the various committees that need to be filled. And personally, being acclaimed to my seat in the election does not mean by a long shot that everyone wanted to see me in office, but I will work for everyone during the next 4 years. But for now, it's New Year's Eve, and tomorrow a 4-year term begins, and I'm ready to go to work with my council colleagues and our top-notch town staff. I'd like to give special thanks to my campaign manager, who was ready to take part despite her busy life. My wife and partner, Reverend Ann Vavra Davinsky, who was here earlier and had to leave. To all my friends who were ready to jump in should an election be necessary. And all those people who signed my nomination sheet many months ago. Get ready, Saugeen Shores. You have a dedicated council ready to work for you.
Thank you. Councillor Grace.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and to my fellow members of council, staff, invited guests, and members of the public. I'm honored to be returning to serve another 4 years as a Southampton Ward representative on this council. I thank my family, friends, fellow council members, staff, and residents who've supported me and my council and committee work in the past 2 terms. Our official plan consultation process told us that our residents' top 3 priorities our affordable housing, the environment, and cultural heritage. Over the last term, we made significant progress by completing committee reports and recommendations in the first two topics, affordable housing and the environment. We are already instituting policies to produce more affordable and attainable housing, and staff is moving forward on some of the environmental recommendations in its 2023 work plan and budget. A cultural heritage master plan is also on our 2023 to-do list, although the provincial Bill 23 changes to the Heritage Act may mean that the new Municipal Heritage Committee has an even more challenging row to hoe. Nevertheless, I believe it's of utmost importance for our town to protect our traditional character and heritage. Over the last week, our new council has had the opportunity to meet and work together with staff through orientation sessions that will continue over the next few weeks, even as we start work with our first planning committee meeting next week. I'm confident that with the guidance of our town staff and the support of the community, this council will turn the challenges we face into solutions that will benefit our residents and will result in making Saugeen Shores stronger than ever. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Halpin.
There we go. I'd like to start by thanking everyone who supported me by voting for me. I would not be here without your support. And I am committed to all voters, whether you voted for me or not, or whether you're in this ward or not. There's just one Saugeen Shores. During my teaching career, I was fortunate to work with all kinds of community groups. I was really impressed with how many people are involved in serving the community of Saugeen Shores and how generous they are with their time and resources. When I moved to Port Elgin 12 years ago, I was again impressed by how friendly and how welcoming people were to me and my family. Saugeen Shores is a great community. I wish to acknowledge the good things accomplished by the previous council. You can all be very proud of your contributions and your service to the community. And I wish to be part of a team to continue to build on that good work and those good policies. I unabashedly ran on a strong environmental platform, and I received a lot of support for it. I feel that I have a very strong mandate to pursue strong and lasting environmental policies. People care about the environment and they want action. And as a council, we have an obligation to act this term. Protecting our environment, our old beach town character, the things that draw us here is in everyone's best interest. I also put forward ideas on affordable housing, and many of those ideas were well received. Action on our housing crisis must be a priority for this council. I'm passionate about Saugeen Shores. It's a fantastic community, and a community with unlimited potential. I'm committed to work cooperatively with the council and with staff, so together we can make a positive contribution to Saugeen Shores. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Stack.
Okay. Thank you. I want to begin my term by thanking the constituents of Port Elgin Ward for electing me as one of your representatives. I campaigned on a commitment to community engagement, enhancing and building recreational facilities, and improving accessibility, and I will work towards those goals vigorously and transparently. As a now 10-year transplant to the area, I am honored to have been given this opportunity to represent constituent interests, and I am excited to be here this evening and begin the hard work. My inbox is already starting to be filled with emails from constituents, so I know it's going to be a busy and fulfilling term on council. I want to congratulate my fellow newly elected council members and extend my thanks to those returning to council, for whom I am certain I will rely upon for guidance and advice over the coming term. I want to thank my friends and family for supporting me during my campaign. And finally, I want to thank the municipal staff for your support and assistance over the last few weeks, and particularly in making it possible for me to swear in early and attend virtually today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And once again, congratulations to you all. So we're now moving on to item 8, disclosures of pecuniary interest. Does any member have a pecuniary interest with anything on the agenda that they would like to declare at this time? Seeing none, of course, you can do that anytime if you need to. We do have a step one staff report. It's there under disclosures of pecuniary interest, but I think it probably belongs under reports of municipal officers and committees. And it is a staff report on the Saugeen Shores Land Acknowledgement Policy. There is a resolution. I will read it and we'll get a mover and seconder. We can have discussion. The motion is that council adopt the Saugeen Shores Land Acknowledgement Policy. Is there a mover and seconder? Moved by the Vice Deputy Mayor, seconded by the Deputy Mayor. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Okay, now we're on to bylaws, and we have one bylaw to consider this evening, and it is bylaw 94, 2022, which is a bylaw to appoint a new clerk, Dawn Middleholz, and I have a resolution. I will read it. It's resolved that bylaw 94, 2022, being a bylaw to appoint a clerk for the town of Saugeen Shores, is hereby read a first, second, and third time and finally passed and sealed this 15th day of November, 2022. Is there a mover and seconder? Moved by Grace, seconded by Davinsky. Discussion, questions or comments? Is Dawn with us this evening? Person, oh, I just meant online. Okay, well, anyway, we'll for the time being, we'll just congratulate Dawn on joining us as clerk, and we're very pleased to. Oh, there she is. There's Dawn. Good evening, Dawn. Congratulations to you. Do you have a couple of words for council? Can you get unmuted there?
Hold on,
Oh,
unmute.
there you are.
Sorry. My apologies. Yes, I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person this evening through you, Mayor Charbonneau. I'm very excited to be joining the community of Saugeen Shores to be working with wonderful staff and council. This is very exciting, and congratulations to all of you as well. So thank you very much. Although you haven't actually adopted the bylaw yet, so it might be a little premature.
All right, well, we won't count our chickens before they hatch. We'll take the vote, but I do just want to say once again, welcome aboard, and it's we're looking forward to working with you. And
Thank
with
you, Mayor
that, I'll ask all in favor. There you go. That's carried, Don. Congratulations. All right. So now we're on to, the confirmatory bylaw, and I have a resolution that bylaw 95-2022, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the council of the town of Saugeen Shores, is hereby read a first, second, and third time and finally passed and sealed this 15th day of November, 2022. Is there a mover and seconder? Moved by Mayette, seconded by Grace. All in favor? That's carried. And one more, I have a resolution that this inaugural meeting of November 15th, 2022 hereby adjourns at a lot of glare there. I think about 8 p.m. We'll say 8:02 p.m. That's what the CAO says. Is there a mover and seconder? Moved by Duhame, seconded by Davinsky. All in favor? Council stands adjourned. Good evening, everyone. Oh yeah, we have a reception. Where's the reception? In the committee room.